Hey, who are you?
Hello, ma'am. I am George.
George? What are you thinking?
I'm a little confused.
And what are you confused about?
I'm always confused about transitive and intransitive verbs.
Oh, you want to understand the difference between transitive and intransitive verbs?
Yes, ma'am.
No problem, George. I will help you.
Okay, ma'am.
Hey, George. But before I explain to you what are transitive and intransitive verbs, can you tell me about the important parts of a sentence?
Mm, uh, the teacher did teach me, but I forgot. Can you please tell me once again?
No problem, George. What are teachers for? George, look at the below given sentence. Can you read it for me?
Sarah is eating an apple.
So here, Sarah is the subject, eating is the verb or the action word, apple is the object. Did you understand, George?
No, ma'am.
No problem. I'll explain you once again. Now, what is the subject? Who or what performs the action? Now, who is eating the apple?
Sarah.
So, Sarah is the
Subject.
very good. Verb here is it is the word that expresses what that action is. What is Sarah doing?
Eating.
So, eating is the
Verb.
very nice. Object whoever or whatever receives that action. Now, what is Sarah eating?
Apple.
So, where is the action being applied to?
Apple.
So, apple is the
Object.
very nice, George. Did you understand now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me test you. Are you ready?
Okay, ma'am, I'm ready.
Now, can you find out the three in this sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Read it.
He paints posters.
Can you find out the three in this?
Yes. In this sentence, he is the subject, paints is the verb, and posters is the object.
So now you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Easy weasy.
Very easy.
Let's go ahead. You know, children, what a transitive verb says? The transitive verb says, I need an object. Yes, a transitive verb is followed by a direct object that answers the questions what and whom. If you get the answers for what and whom, then the verb used in the sentence is a transitive verb. Now let's see a few examples. The baby is sucking a pacifier. What is the baby sucking? The baby is sucking a pacifier. Pacifier is the object and the action word is sucking. So, sucking is which verb? It is a transitive verb because the action is being passed on to the object, the pacifier. Rohit is kicking the ball. What is Rohit kicking? The ball. So, kicking is an action that is being passed on to the ball. So, kicking is a transitive verb. Ruhi is reading a book. What is Ruhi reading? A book. So, the action reading is being passed on to the object, the book. So, reading here is a transitive verb. In the above three sentences, the underlined words are transitive verbs as all these actions, sucking, kicking, and reading, are passed on to the object like pacifier, ball, and book. So, all these underlined words are transitive verbs. As the intransitive verb says, the intransitive verb says, I don't need an object. Intransitive verb does not have a direct object. The sentence may end with a verb, adverb, or an adjective. So remember, an intransitive verb never needs an object. The children are laughing loudly. So here, no action is being passed to any object, rather, it has an adverb in the end. So laughing is a intransitive verb here. The kids are enjoying. No action is being passed on to any other object. So enjoying here is an intransitive verb. The two girls are baking. The two girls are baking and there is no action being passed on to any object. So here baking is an intransitive verb. Where is George? I think he has vanished or gone for a banana break. But I'm sure you children are still glued to your screen because I have a very interesting fact for transitive and intransitive verbs. Let me tell you. The same verb can be transitive in one sentence and intransitive in other. Isn't it interesting, children? So here I have my transitive list and here is my intransitive list. Write is my first verb. Ria writes poetry and she is passing an action to poetry. So writes is a transitive verb. She writes well. Sh- Writes is not being passed on to any other object. So writes here is an intransitive verb. There is no object in the sentence. Study. We study science. So the object of the sentence is science. So study here is a transitive verb. Some students study at night. No action is being passed on to any other object. So study here is intransitive verb. Fly. The boys fly kites on Lori. So the action is being passed on to Lori. When do they fly kites? On Lori. So the action is being passed on to Lori. So fly is a transitive verb. Birds fly in the sky. Now what is the action here? Fly. Is there any object? There is no object. So fly here is an intransitive verb. Collapse. The giant collapsed the building by sitting on it. So here the action is being passed on to the building. So collapsed here is a transitive verb. The building collapsed. No action is being passed on to anything. So collapsed here is a intransitive verb. So now you know the difference between transitive and intransitive, children. Difference of transitive and intransitive verbs. Hope you've understood and I really hope George has also understood. Happy learning. Be